Welcome everyone to the May 2014 videocast of the American Private Investigator. This is Paul Jaeb. Thank you for tuning in. This is our second videocast that we've done. Our intent is to just give you a little bit of a primer for the podcast that is being issued simultaneously. So on the May show, we have a returning guest, Nicole Bokra, who was with us about 4 years ago. A lot has changed in her life, and we query her about what's made her successful, especially over the last few years. She's a very good friend of mine, very, very bright, and I'm sure that you're all going to learn something from that. Peter Sarathakis comes back on the program after a hiatus of, 3-4 months. He jumps in with me and Alan, and he's giving us an update on the international scene. As you know, Peter is the chairperson for Intelenet, and they had their big conference in Puerto Rico last month, so he gives us an update on that. Alan is back, of course, with the Goodman monologue, another one of his classic rants that you don't want to miss. Things are going very, very well with our new platforms. We're getting a lot of new people signing up, and I want to encourage you again. Very, very important that if you want to stay in touch with what's going on at the American Private Investigator, including some new products that we're going to be putting out, it's very important that you register. So go to AmericanPrivateInvestigator.com. You can opt in there. Also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and also view video that we're putting up on the YouTube channel. A couple show notes. Coming up, we are going to have an international investigator joining us on the June podcast, and then in July we're going to try a new thing. We're going to have a roundtable of 3 or 4 private investigators that are new to the industry, and we're going to have kind of an interesting conversation, I think, on what their challenges are and what's been successful with them. So that's being put together right now. I'm sure you're going to like that. A couple of shout outs here. We have some new LinkedIn followers. Steve Williams, the Director of Security Operations at Premier Investigations and Bail Enforcement in Knoxville, Tennessee. And Mendy Neff, the owner of Cherokee Rose Firearm Training in Greater Seattle. Thank you for joining our LinkedIn group. New opt-ins from the website. Greg Donaldson, a registered process server in Louisiana. Frank Costa of Next Gen Protection Services in Hudson Valley, New York. Jeremy Pennington of Pennington Associates out of Ironton, Ohio. Chad Stanberry, a fraud analyst in North Carolina. And George Gerges of ISU in South Bend, Indiana. Thank you very much for opting in on the web page. We have hundreds and hundreds now of Twitter followers. We hit the 600 mark. New Twitter followers include our friends at Equalizer Investigations in the Empire State Building in New York. Welcome, guys. Our friends across the pond in the UK, Trace Investigators. John Powers from Beacon Investigative Solutions in Ohio, and a fellow NALI member has joined up. Thank you, John. From Brussels, ADM Investigators. Welcome. Mark Harvey of Coastal Protective in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So thank all of you for joining the bandwagon there on the social media sites. Quick note here too, I got an interesting email from a young guy somewhere on the East Coast, I think in Virginia, who's applied for a license, and he had some kind words for the program that I'd like to share. This is from Christopher Borba. He writes, "I really like your show. I was put off on starting my own private investigative firm because of the past reputations of PIs. However, after listening to your podcast, I changed my mind, and you motivated me to move forward." Well, clearly I don't take the credit for that. It is the program's intent that we're bringing out the really good people in our industry here to try to motivate people to do a better job. So Christopher, thank you for those very genuine comments. That's about it for this videocast. Fans, thank you very much. The podcast continues to grow. I appreciate all the communications that you have with me. I hope you're following us on social media. We seem to be getting a lot of hits on our tweets and postings. So keep up the good fight. And one last thing I did want to bring up here, Phil Becknell, as you know, is a regular contributor to our show. And I had the chance again to review his book that he promoted on the program several years ago now. And we're hiring a lot of new people here, and this is part of our curriculum. This is Phil's book, simply titled Private Investigator Entry Level. He wrote this, I believe, for a state association. I think it was Virginia, that was looking for some curriculum for their testing process, but it's a solid book. And if you're bringing on new people, I suggest that you take a look at this book. Of course, it's available on Amazon. That is it for this edition of the API VidCast. Thanks again to everyone, and best of luck. We'll see you soon.
For more information on the products and services of the American Private Investigator, please visit AmericanPrivateInvestigator.com. Make sure to engage with us through our social media links on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube.